Hello guys, welcome to iTutor. Hope you following the lecture thoroughly, and today we will start with the teaching methodology. Okay, this is also the subject under teaching aptitude. So we will start with teaching methodology. It's not completing today's video. We will complete with the other videos also. Okay. And what is teaching methodology? Teaching and learning are two sides of a coin, right? And the most accepted criterion for measuring good teaching is the amount of student learning that occurs. There are consistently high correlations between students ratings of the amount learned, how much one student or the students learned from a teacher. That is the result of that teaching. Okay. And in this course, and their overall rating of the teacher and the course, how they completed the course, and how they perform it, that all are the result of a teaching, right? And there are different type of teaching methods which can be categorized into four broad types. What are the four broad types? You just list out that and remember this. Teacher centered method, there is one method is teacher centered, there is a teacher is the role model, right? And learner centered method, there is a learner is in the center point. And content focused method, that syllabus is the important thing or the topic is the important thing is there. And interactive or participative method, that is lively class. Even teacher and learner have the equal role of the there. These are the four methodologies or four methods or broad category type of teachings of method. Okay, just remember this, we will see one by one. And first of all, we will see the instructor or teacher centered method. Okay, what is teacher centered method? Here the teacher casts himself or herself in the role of being a master of the subject, because that is a teacher is the center point. The teacher is looked upon by the learners as an expert or an authority. Learners, on the other hand, are presumed to be passive and copious recipients of knowledge from the teacher. And teacher's knowledge is higher there. Okay, that is just passing to the learners. That is the teacher or instructor centered method. Example of such method are expository or lecture method, and which required little or no involvement of learners in the teaching process. There is no involvement in the, there is no role, you just learn from the teacher only. That is your main learners का main objective क्या है वहाँ पे इन teacher centered का method में, just learn from the teacher. And it is also for this lack of involvement of the learners in what they are taught, and that such methods are called closed ended method. Okay, so it also for this lack of involvement of the learners, so that's why it's called a closed ended method. And next one is learner centered method. There learner is a central point. In learner centered method, the teacher or instructor is both a teacher and a learner at the same time. Okay, so a teacher can learn from learners also. Okay, that is the process, give and take policy, like that. In the word of Lawrence Stenhouse, the teacher plays a dual role as a learner as well as so that in his classroom extends rather than constricts his intellectual horizon. That means teacher can just pass the knowledge also, learners also can pass their knowledge also. So sharing of knowledge is happening there. The teacher also learns new things every day which he or she didn't know in the process of teaching. The teacher becomes a resource rather than a authority, right? It's a like acting as a, even learner and teacher is acting as a resource there. Example of learner centered method are discussion method, discovery or inquiry based approach, and the Hill's model of learning through discussion, that is LTD, Hill's model of learning of. You just remember this example because you can expect questions from here, which method, these kind of even Hill model of learning under which method, like that questions may come under this portion. Okay, and the next one is content focused method. In this category of method, both the teacher and the learner have to fit into the content that is taught. And content ka importance hai, that is topic is the important there factor there. Generally this means the information and skills to be taught are regarded as a sacrosanct or very important. A lot of emphasis is laid on the clarity and careful analysis of content. Both the teacher and the learner cannot alter or become critical of anything to do with the content. An example of this method, which is subordinate the interest of the teacher and learner to the content, is the programmed learning approach, because there is no other option. You just learn the content with the interest. Okay. And it's a teacher ka bhi and learner ka bhi, there is no other choice. You just learn the content thoroughly. There is content based method. And next one is interactive or participative method. The fourth category borrows a bit from the three other methods without necessarily laying emphasis entirely on either the learner, content, or teacher. These methods are driven by the situational analysis of what is the most appropriate thing for us to learn or do now given the situation of teachers or learners. Okay, they required a participatory understanding of varied domain and factors. Whatever the content, whoever the teacher, whoever the learners, you just discuss or interactive, actively participate in the study purpose. That is the interactive or participative method. And details of various methods with the advantages and disadvantages. So अभी क्या देखते हैं and इसका various methods का advantage and disadvantage we will see. First of all, today we will start with the lecture method. A lecture method. What is lecture method? A formal or semi-formal discourse in which the instructor presents a series of events or facts or principles, explores a problem or explain relationship. It creates a new idea. Right, a lecture will give a new ideas, and it is good for a large class. Lecture is good for large class, and the teacher is experienced and has mastery on the subject, and the subject expert will take the lecture methods and explain all points and can answer all questions raised by the students, and students can ask if they need any clarification. Learn through listening. The teacher explain all the points. Students give their inputs. Teacher discuss the whole topic in the class in easy language, and the students can easily understand the topic also. It is good for a large class and number of students are large, then it is lecture method is good, and it's a apt method there. Okay, and the teacher provide all knowledge related to the topic, and time saving, as a teacher is supposed to finish the lecture on time. It's one of the time saving process also. And also students give their views at the end of the lecture. Their views and their feedbacks, we will see how was the lecture, how benefited this topic, and how much you learned or new things from this lecture. Like that you can give their views also, and students can ask the question if they have any problem to understand the lecture. Students attentively listen to a lecture and take notes as a teacher asks questions at the end of the lecture. Students know and understand basic concept. Right. The teacher knows all the students, so he or she can use suitable strategies for the class to make them understand. The teacher is experienced and has mastery on subject and can answer all questions by students, and teachers share information with the students, so it creates interest in students. Students are more involved and participate when teacher asks the question. The teacher provide notes. Students are easily understand every points, and they share knowledge with the teacher also. The teacher is role model for students. Okay, and what is the use of lecture method? It's orient students and to introduce a subject, to give direction on procedures, to present basic material, to introduce a demonstration, discussion, or performance, to illustrate the application of rules, principles, or concept, to review, clarify, emphasize, or summarize. These are the use of lecture method. And what are the advantages of lecture method? it save time, we already discussed, and permits flexibility is there, and require less rigid space requirement, and adaptability, and permit versatility, and permit better sender over contact and sequences. These are the advantages of lecture method. And disadvantages are it involves one way communication, because there is a lecturer or teacher or instructor are the guide, or the lecturer is there, so it's a one way communication, and pose problem in skill teaching, and encourages students passiveness, and poses difficult in gauging students reactions, and required high skilled instructors. Right, these are the some of the disadvantages. And other methods also: discussion method, the programmed instruction method, the study assignment method, tutorial method, seminar methods, demonstration method, details of few other teaching techniques are there, and offline versus online method, because nowadays is online classes and online method of teaching is growing day by day, right, because of the pandemic too. So offline versus online, there is you can expect one question from there. And Swayam Prabha, MOOCs, etc., these are the ICT technologies and new developed methods of teaching. Okay, these all we will discuss. This is all are the part of teaching methodology, so it's very important also. And Swayam Prabha, MOOCs are in your syllabus separately also. This is also very important, and we will discuss on upcoming videos that. If you have any doubt in lecture method, you can just and also in other videos, if you have any doubts, you can put it on comment box, and you can till now what all we already covered, you can just go through and revise twicely or thricely, and then raise your questions. Okay, I will answer one by one, and we will discuss more objective type questions on upcoming videos too. So follow it. Thank you.